So I wanted to do a video, basically a quick video on the N-word, because some people are saying how black people were allowed to use the N-word, and some black people were outraged by white people like Joe Rogan using the N-word, and I'm like, it makes no sense that people say that black people can use the N-word, because black people use the N-word against each other in a racist way, often. And black people often will try to act like it's an endearing term, but if you understand, nobody calls someone who graduated law school the N-word and associate it with people who are college graduates. No, it's actually someone who's a stereotype of black people, who's a person who is associated with things that are negative among the black race. Yet they try to associate that negativity with somehow a culture. If you think of it, it's honestly an association with blackness as if everything negative has to be associated with blackness. Therefore, that's why the N-word is included, I feel. And I feel like, honestly, like, how do you expect people like Joe Rogan and stuff to not say the N-word when other people are using it? Like, how can they say someone said the N-word without saying the N-word? And why are you trying to make the N-word acceptable in society, but then get mad when white people use it? You can't try to say what other people say or can say. How do black people have more rights than white people to use slurs like the N-word, but white people don't? It's almost like people are giving black people a pass with racism as if they can't be racist. They can be racist, and you see the self-hate against black people, you see the hate against white people, with black American people. So racism can be expressed from black people too. So the N-word would be racist no matter who uses it. Either we, just accept the word since people can use it, and whether they're white or black, it shouldn't matter. Or, just, you shouldn't really use the word to begin with. So black people should stop using the N-word. I mean, honestly, I want to talk about a story where black people really don't pay attention to, because they'll say only black people can use the N-word. But I remember at my job, we had a male at the job. If anyone knows what males are the descendants of a white man who passed as a black man, who had a slave as a wife, a black slave as a wife that he bought her freedom to, and they had children, and their descendants now looks white passing many of the time, but they are black. And this black person who obviously looked white would use the N-word at work because black Americans at our job were so bad that they basically used the N-word regularly at their job. And they had an issue with the black person using the N-word because they were white passing. And it looked weird to them, obviously, because it was a white looking person using the N-word to black people. And that's the thing to me. It's like, okay, if you are mad at white people using the N-word, if you're mad at black people using the N-word, why would you say black people can use the N-word when you literally get uncomfortable when certain black people use the N-word. At this point, you can kind of gather that everyone is uncomfortable with somebody using the N-word who you designate can use the N-word because they're black, right? So that's why it's like, this is offensive. You guys don't like it, but you still use it because in reality, you deep down feel like that's a true word for blackness, and that's why you use it, because you don't like blackness, you hate black people, and this is just the way you express it. Black people express this in many different ways. This is just one of them, you know. And I don't think it's acceptable or it's endearing, like Joe Rogan was trying to say. For some black people, it's endearing. No. Nobody calls someone educated, somebody successful, the N word. They use it for uneducated, low lives, basically. That's where it came from, you know. And so, to me, I just think, the whole idea that a white person can't use the N word, if black people are allowed to use the N word, then so are white people. It's a free country, freedom of speech. No one can really control what anyone says anyway. So I just think that it should be obvious that that's acceptable for everyone if it's acceptable for some. Race should not be a way for someone to tell if someone can use the word or not, you know. I think that's a racist view. If it was the other way around and they said black people couldn't use any specific word, but white people could, people would be crying racism. But you turn the tables around and somehow it's not racism to say white people can't use the N-word, but black people can. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I'm done with this video. I'm really tired. I need to go to sleep, but I just wanted to finish this video. Thanks for watching, and bye.